Once you discover your passion, you'll never work a day in your life again. Seriously? Like, what's the number one thing we know about passion? The fire that fuels passion eventually burns out, so you need to rely on something else. Hi, I'm Jay, a certified personal and executive coach who believes that rediscovering ourselves takes just a little bit of courage. This show is focused on helping you develop the mindset and the courage to become curious about the thoughts holding you back in life and intentional about making changes that'll help you live your best life. And we're doing it one episode at a time. Have you ever heard someone say, if you love what you do, it's not work? Or, once you discover your passion, you'll never work a day in your life again. And you believe them, right? Well, heck, I used to believe them as well. But let's get curious and put these statements to the test. When people tell you if you love what you do, it's not work, here's what comes to mind for me. I absolutely, positively, without question, love my wife. And a relationship is work. 100%. That's guaranteed. All relationships involve work, especially if you want them to be really strong. When I started to think of that same phrase, if you love what you do, it's not work, in the context of my work, like I absolutely love working with clients and helping them achieve their goals. And it takes work on my part to be continually growing and learning and taking time to be better at my craft in order for me to continue to serve them well. It takes work. All right. What about the other statement? Once you discover your passion, you'll never work a day in your life again. Seriously? Like, what's the number one thing we know about passion? The fire that fuels passion eventually burns out, so you need to rely on something else. This is where today's topic comes into play. Purpose over passion and love. Now, please don't get me wrong. Having love and being passionate about anything in your life is important, and they are definitely key factors. But relying on either of them alone does not bring you results. Purpose, on the other hand, now purpose can stand alone as to what drives your life, what feeds your love or your passion for what you do. And purpose can be easily stated. Okay, think about it. If someone says to you, why do you do what you do? And you say, oh, well, I love it. I love what I do. Great. Why? Why do you love it? The why is always going to come first. The love is second. And that's the same thing for passion. Why do you do what you do? Oh, I'm super passionate about X or Y or Z. Awesome. Why? Leaning into your why is the awesome sauce of your purpose. And that's when life gets super exciting because you instantly have something to lean on in hard times. When you question your passion or your love for what you do, or the relationship you have, or how you show up in the work that you do, or show up in the lives of other people, when passion and love start to fade, purpose is what can prop them up, can buoy them in the storm, and they can keep them afloat. If you have listened to this show for any amount of time, you know that my purpose is to help people solve complex and challenging problems so that they can find a better way to move forward, either personally or professionally. And here's what I love about my purpose. It literally just rolls off the tongue. It's easy. It's specific. And, right, it's more specific and more helpful than just saying, well, I love helping people, or I'm passionate about helping people solve problems. Because both of those always result in someone asking me, why? Why do you love helping people? Why are you passionate about helping people solve their problems? Okay, I know that finding one's purpose might seem like a really big task. It might seem super scary, but I'm going to take a guess and say that you probably already know the answer. You just haven't unlocked it yet. You haven't found it within yourself yet, and that's okay, right? A lot of us don't take the time to explore what it means to find our purpose. Now, in just a bit, I'll share how you can discover your purpose, but before I do that, I want you to know that your purpose doesn't have to be this huge, gigantic, overarching, overwhelming statement that somehow has to change the world, right? It's not something that's like, oh, I'm going to, have world peace. That's not purpose, right? That could be somebody's purpose, but it may not be yours. So take a breath, right? Take a breath. If you're having the thought right now that I don't know my purpose and I'm not sure I even have one, stay with me here. Stay with me, because trust me, you do have a purpose. Seriously, we all have a purpose. The trouble is the majority of us haven't even discovered it yet, or you don't know where to start, and that's okay. But here are 5 things you can do to begin the process. Number 1, be flexible. You are going to have to start to think about what thoughts no longer serve you in your life, what habits no longer serve you, what relationships no longer serve you. And remember, this process takes time. So giving yourself some grace, giving yourself some patience, that would be super helpful in number 1. But number 1, you got to be flexible. Be super flexible with this process. Number 2, what are you willing to accept about yourself? Sure, this has a lot to do with number 1, being flexible. And it also means that as a human, you will get frustrated in this process. You will become disheartened and down on yourself. And accepting that as part of the process and understanding that it all starts with a lot of uncertainty is natural. You're going to be unsure of how to continue, what comes next. Can it even happen? Can I discover my purpose? And that's okay. Number 3, what do you need in life? Okay, first of all, finding time for yourself each day is critical to this process because it allows you to do a little digging every single day. It allows you time to get curious with your thoughts, and it provides you with a sense of self. And once you start to dig a little deeper, that's where you begin to discover what you truly need in life. When we look at Tony Robbins' work, for example, he breaks these down, these 6 areas of life. They're broken down into certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, or growth and contribution. So what is it that you want to do? Which of those 6 resonates with you? Is it variety? Is it significance? Is it love and connection? Is it certainty? Is it growth and contribution? Where does it exist for you? What's the one thing that comes to mind? Number 4, what's your story? Like seriously, what is your story? Think about all of your life experiences. What are the big events? If you struggled, what did you do to pull yourself through? If you're struggling right now, look at the past. How have you overcome other obstacles? If you've achieved something big, same thing. It's the exact same thing. What worked? When you spend time physically writing out your stories, the motor skills that you do in that process, they reconnect the pathways to those memories. And you start to see patterns over the course of your life, both in things you did well and in areas where you struggled. But the takeaways you achieve because you're writing them out, they start to shine through. And number 5, it's your life. It's your life. You are in control. This might be the hardest part to grasp. And if I'm being totally honest, it does take time for us to see this. It takes a little bit of time for us to truly believe that we're in control of our lives. Like I get it. 100% I get that. You might be in a relationship you can't leave, or you might be in a job you want to leave, but financially you're not sure how to make it happen. These words, I don't know, and I doubt, or I'm unsure, those things have killed more dreams than failure ever has. So don't let the fear or anxiety or the thought of the unknown limit you. Whenever you make decisions based out of negative emotions, it is always going to be the wrong decision. You have to leverage the positive emotions when you're making decisions. All right, so can I get real for you in a moment? Like in this moment, can I get real with you? In order for you to take back control of your life, you need to stop with the victim mentality. When you get super clear that every single circumstance in your life is the end results of your thoughts, the end results of your feelings, and not the actions of anyone else, that is when you begin to take responsibility for your life and take back control. Now, I get it. These 5 steps seem sort of out there, right? They're a little woo-hoo, rah-rah-ish. And if they are for you, stick with me. If you're having those thoughts right now in this moment, it's only the doubt speaking for you. It's literally the fear grabbing the microphone and taking the stage rather than you, that you were meant to be, jumping up and saying, you know what? Here is the real me. Here is my purpose. This is who I am. Right now, in this very moment, my suggestion to you would be to listen to this episode again. Replay it. Press pause at each step. Go deep. Dig in. Take the time to do the work and get super curious about your purpose. Then go ahead and shoot me an email at coaching@jasonramsden.com and just let me know how it's going for you. What's coming up? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What are your struggles in this process? Listen to this episode over and over again as you work through it and reach out. I've got your back, okay? All right, my friends, that's it for this week. Remember, your gift of time listening to this show means the world to me. And remember, be willing, be curious, and be intentional. And until next week, keep doing the work. You've got this. Hey, friends, who's your mindset coach? If you don't have one, it would be my honor to work with you. If you're ready, visit jasonramsden.com and click Get Started in the upper right-hand corner of the screen to schedule your free call today. I hope to talk to you soon. Until then, have an amazing day. Intentionally Curious is a production of Impact One Media LLC. All rights reserved.